Close the door. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. We will jump right into the discussion and carry on with the Tafsir of Soorah Al-Mu'minoon, particularly Aayat 57 onwards. So, تفضل يا ولد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الذين هم من خشية ربهم مشفقون والذين هم بآيات ربهم يؤمنون والذين هم بربهم لا يشركون والذين يؤتون ما أتوا وقلوبهم وجلة أنهم إلى ربهم راجعون أولئك يسارعون في الخيرات وهم لها سابقون ولا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها ولدينا كتاب ينطق بالحق وهم لا يظلمون.
Okay. The ayat read, indeed, those who are apprehensive from fear of their Lord, and they who believe in the signs of their Lord, and they who do not associate anything with their Lord, and they who give what they give while their hearts are fearful because they will be returning to their Lord. It is those who hasten to good deeds and they outstrip others therein. And we charge no soul except with that within its capacity. And with us is a record which speaks with truth, and they will not be wronged. The Shaykh rahimahullah says, لما ذكر تعالى الذين جمعوا بين الإساءة والأمن الذين يزعمون أن عطاء الله إياهم في الدنيا دليل على خيرهم وفضلهم ذكر الذين جمعوا بين الإحسان والخوف. After Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned those who brought a relation between wrongdoing and yet feeling secure, and those who claim that whatever Allah gives them in this worldly life is an indication that they're upon good and that they're virtuous, Allah went on to mention those who actually brought a relationship between excellence and fear. So Allah said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ هُمْ مِنْ خَشْيَةِ رَبِّهِمْ مُشْفِقُونَ أي وَجِلُونَ مُشْفِقَةٌ قُلُوبُهُم. وَجِلُونَ meaning they're fearful, they're apprehensive, their hearts are trembling. كُلُّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ خَشْيَةِ رَبِّهِمْ. All of this out of the fear of their Lord. خوفا أن يضع عليهم عدله. They are afraid Allah will apply His justice upon them. فلا يبقي لهم حسنة. Then Allah Azza wa Jal will not leave a single good deed for them. وسوء ظن بأنفسهم ألا يكونوا قد قاموا بحق الله تعالى. And because of the bad assumption they have about themselves that they have not fulfilled the right of Allah, the Exalted. وَخَوْفًا عَلَى إِيمَانِهِمْ مِنَ الزَّوَالِ. And they do this out of fear that their faith, their iman will deplete, will depart, it will go away. وَمَعْرِفَةً مِّنْهُمْ بِرَبِّهِمْ وَمَا يَسْتَحِقُّهُ مِنَ الْإِجْلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. And because of the knowledge they have of their Lord and what He is deserving of in terms of awe and nobility and generosity. وخوفهم وإشفاقهم يوجب لهم الكف عما يوجب الأمر المخوف من الذنوب والتقصير في الواجبات. وخوفهم وإشفاقهم, and their fear and their apprehensiveness necessitates for them to stay away from that which causes fear to happen among sins and lack of fulfillment or having shortcomings in fulfilling the obligations. So you see that description is telling you that people that generally, the people that are upright do not think that they're upright. And that is something that a lot of people conflate with, as I've mentioned in previous talks, with confidence or believing that you're upon the truth. The fact that we believe that the version of Islam is the only valid version that we preach, and we're very much confident about that, and it's not even negotiable. And we can argue and debate and silence anyone who tries to argue against that. Anyone who wants to debate the fact that the way of the Salaf is the way of salvation, we're willing to have a debate with that person and prove them wrong ultimately, because we find our knowledge based on textual evidences from the Quran and the Sunnah that are in line with the understanding of the companions. This, however, does not mean that we think good of ourselves. Speaking about me in particular, I don't think any good about myself. I consider myself to be an average Muslim, if not less. In fact, I am less than the average Muslim. But what I preach in terms of the truth, there's no doubt in my mind that that is the ultimate truth from the Quran and the Sunnah. But that doesn't mean that I think I'm better than the misguided people, or that I am superior, or that I am self-righteous, or I am arrogant, as many people have said and continue to say. They simply don't understand the difference between the truth which we adhere to and our own self-analysis. So really, if you think about it, we should all be like that. You really don't know. You're afraid if Allah were to treat us with justice, no good deeds will remain. We have so many sins which may bring about Allah's anger and Allah's punishment. And so the people that truly believe in Allah are in a state of awe and fear. We ask Allah to make us among them. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِمْ يُؤْمِنُونَ أي إذا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. When the ayat of their Lord are recited upon them, it will increase them in faith. وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ أَيْضًا فِي الْآيَاتِ الْقُرْآنِيَّةِ. Further, they reflect and ponder upon the Quranic ayat. Because as we've explained in the Aqidah class, ayah as a word means sign if it's spoken about in the universal, scientific, miraculous sense. An ayah is a miracle or a sign of Allah. In the context of the Quran, then an ayah is a verse of the Quran, what we call conveniently nowadays a verse of the Quran. Tamam? So those people reflect on the Quranic verses as well. فيبين لهم من معاني القرآن فيبين لهم من معاني القرآن وجلالته واتفاقه وعدم اختلافه وتناقضه ما يدعو إليه من معرفة الله وخوفه ورجائه وأحوال الجزاء. And so they reflect on the Quran and the nobleness of the Quran, the cohesiveness of the Quran, the lack of contradiction and conflict within the Quran, and what the Quran invites to in terms of knowledge of Allah and fear of Allah and hope in Allah and the affairs of recompense. فيحدث لهم بذلك من تفاصيل الإيمان ما لا يعبر عنه اللسان. So due to that, they have all types of detailed enhancement in their iman, that which the tongue cannot even articulate. Meaning they feel within themselves such strong faith, like their faith is revived so much that you can't even verbalize this sense of this feeling of faith. ويتفكرون أيضا في الآيات الأفقية. They further reflect on the universal signs. أفقية meaning has to do with the ufuq, which has to do with the space and the cosmos and what have you. كما في قوله, as Allah says, إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب. Verily, in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and the day are ayat, are signs, لأولي الألباب, for people of intellect, إلى آخر الآيات, until the end of the ayat. So we understand that the people who believe in Allah, they not only reflect on the Quran and its meanings and its perfection, but they further reflect on Allah's creation. And I am perpetually amazed, wallahi, I am perpetually amazed when I watch anything on National Geographic, even though National Geographic is a problematic institute because of certain political involvements that it has. But I'm not promoting them in particular, but the content which you find on channels like that, and this is what happens when I go to a hotel on a business trip. I like to watch National Geographic or Animal Planet because I am amazed. I am amazed at, like, honestly, I could sit there and watch and I feel my iman increasing. Like, I already know this stuff, right? But subhanallah, I was watching the other day the migration of a certain type of bulls or whatever they are. I forgot what they're called. Uh, Over the river, and then the alligators or crocodiles, whichever one is more technical, they wait for them in the lake when they cross, and they wind up basically capturing a few of them for their lunch. Some of them drown. The whole process of how animals prey on other animals, how they hunt them down, how they eat them, how that cycle happens so that birds wind up eating, and rabbits, and I don't know, all types of other animals now feast on an animal that died. So this is the rizq which Allah wrote for those animals in the wilderness through the death of another animal. And that whole cycle, you just watch, and then you see the actual animal, like its legs, its body, its head. And you know, are you kidding me? Like how and then there was this other thing about these red lobsters who've adapted to a certain environment where they no longer really have to stay in the water, and they eat anything. They show them eating anything that is edible. And how, man, I'm telling you guys, like, you watch this and you just see a lobster walking sideways with its, with its clips or whatever these are called, ching, the one they chop off other things with them. And then, in spite of that being like a dangerous per se animal, there are these yellow ants, which, if they ever attack this lobster, they destroy it. They eat its eyes out, they eat its mouth, they eat its nose, and then this lobster is a goner because of tiny ants that humans can't even. They've been studying these yellow ants for years. They can't even understand their behavior. Their behavior is so bizarre. They're like bizarre. They're crazy. They consider them to be majaneen, al-namla al-majnuna. It's a crazy ant because of how it moves and how it, man. And you watch this stuff and you say, yo, where are the atheists at, man? Like how? Like, are you kidding me? Anyways, I don't know what happened here, but hey, that's what's up. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِرَبِّهِمْ لَا يُشْرِكُونَ أي لا شِرْكًا جَلِيًّا. Those who do not associate partners with their Lord. Shirkan jaliyan, meaning apparent shirk. That which is evident in your face. كَاتِّخَاذِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ مَعْبُودًا يَدْعُوهُ وَيَرْجُوهُ. Such as taking other than Allah an object of worship who you call on to and you beg. Hello, Sufis. وَلَا شِرْكًا خَفِيًّا, nor the hidden shirk. كَالرِّيَاءِ وَنَحْوِ, like showing off and its likes. بل هم مخلصون لله في أقوالهم وأعمالهم وسائر أحوالهم. Rather, they are sincere to Allah in their statements and their deeds and the rest of their affairs. In their statements. So, you watch a lot of crazy stuff and then you say something like, I'm immortal. You're crazy. You're crazy for calling yourself immortal. That's a statement of kufr. So the real believers do not fall into shirk at all. Near the major apparent shirk, nor the minor hidden shirk, which happens through expressions of this nature, where people don't realize what they were saying. And today I was at the gym, and this Muslim, supposed to be a Muslim, he's carrying some heavy weights, and the dude said, Jesus, Wallah al-Azim. He said, Jesus. And then when he saw me looking at him, I guess it hit him like, whoa. He says, Jesus Christ. He's trying to patch it up. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on in your life, but that's a statement that will take you outside of Islam, because that's calling on Jesus, man. That's a Christian behavior. It's never allowed. And you can't say afterwards, "Oh, I'm just joking. I didn't mean it this way." No, there's no such thing as you joking or you didn't mean it this way. It's an expression of kufr. And some people don't know what they don't pay attention to what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very careful. Hey, the true believers don't trip like that. Those people be tripping. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْتُونَ مَا آتَوْا أي يعطون من أنفسهم مما أمروا به ما آتوا من كل ما يقدرون عليه من صلاة وزكاة وحج وصدقة وغير ذلك. Meaning they give everything from themselves of what they were commanded to give, that they're capable of giving in terms of salah and zakah and hajj and sadaqah. وغير ذلك, and other than that, ومع هذا, in spite of that, قلوبهم وجلة, their hearts are trembling, أي خائفة أنهم إلى ربهم راجعون, أنهم إلى ربهم راجعون, that they return to their Lord, أي خائفة عند عرض أعمالها عليه والوقوف بين يديه أن تكون أعمالهم غير منجية من عذاب الله. They are afraid that when their deeds are presented and they're standing before their Lord, that their deeds will not be a source of salvation from the torment of Allah. لِعِلْمِهِمْ بِرَبِّهِمْ. Why? Because they're very knowledgeable of their Lord. وَمَا يَسْتَحِقُّهُ مِنْ أَصْنَافِ الْعِبَادَاتِ, and what Allah deserves of all types of acts of worship which we are failing in. And so, you know, the hadith related to this is that Aisha radiallahu anha said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam regarding these ayat, is this ayah speaking about the person who commits zina and the person who steals and the person who, you know, does all types of crimes? And so that's why he's afraid. He said, no, O daughter of the Siddiq, this is the man who prays and gives sadaqah and does all these good deeds, yet he is afraid of his Lord, that he is afraid that his deeds will not be accepted. أو كما قال, or as the paraphrase in the hadith of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So where are we at? You know what I mean? Where are we at from all of that? That's why أولئك يسارعون في الخيرات أي في ميدان التسارع في أفعال الخير. They are hastening towards, they hasten to good deeds. Meaning, and the maidan is like the field where you hasten in doing good. همهم ما يقربهم إلى الله. Their main concern is what will draw them closer to Allah. وإرادتهم مصروفة فيما ينجي من عذابه. And their will is designated towards that which will save them from his torment. فَكُلُّ خَيْرٍ سَمِعُوا بِهِ. So every good which they hear about, أو سَنَحَتْ لَهُمُ الْفُرْصَةِ إِلَيْهِ, or they get the opportunity regarding it, انتهزوه وبادروه. They take advantage of it and they act upon it. قد نظروا إلى أولياء الله وأصفيائه أمامهم. They looked at the close friends of Allah and those elite from among those whom He's selected. وَيُمْنَةً وَيُسْرًا. They look to their right and to their left. يُسَارِعُونَ فِي كُلِّ خَيْرٍ. They hasten in every type of good. وَيُنَافِسُونَ فِي الزُّلْفَى عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ. And they compete in being the nearest to their Lord. فَنَافَسُوهُمْ. So they competed against them. وَلَمَّا كَانَ الْمُسَابِقُ لِغَيْرِهِ الْمُسَارِعُ قَدْ يَسْبِقُ لِجَدِّهِ وَتَشْمِيرِهِ. And when the one racing against another one who's hastening might actually take lead because of his perseverance, and because tashmir is when you roll up your sleeves, basically when you put on that extra effort. وَقَدْ لَا يَسْبِقُ لِتَقْصِيرِ. And you may not be able to go ahead of the others because of your shortcomings. أخبر تعالى أن هؤلاء من القسم السابقين. Allah Azza wa Jal told us that these are among the group of the people that will be in the forefront. فقال وهم لها أي للخيرات. Meaning they are towards regarding the good deeds. سابقون قد بلغوا ذروتها. They have reached the epitome and the peak of good deeds. وتباروا هم والرعيل الأول. And they actually compete with that earlier first generation. ومع هذا قد سبقت لهم من الله سابقة السعادة أنهم سابقون. In spite of that, they have already been given that glad tidings from their Lord that they are among the forefront, the people, the forerunners and the people in the forefront. ولما ذكر مسارعتهم إلى الخيرات وسبقهم إليها. And when Allah mentioned their hastening, them hastening to good deeds and their fact that they're ahead of others in that regard, ربما وهم واهم أن المطلوب منهم ومن غيرهم أمر غير مقدور أو متعسر. Maybe a person will think that what is required of them and others is something that is not possible or something that is very difficult. أخبر تعالى أنه لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah tells us that He does not burden a soul beyond its scope, beyond its capacity. أي بقدر ما تسعه ويفضل من قوتها عنه, meaning beyond what it's able to accommodate and what its strength and power is able to comply with. ليس مما يستوعب قوتها رحمة منه وحكمة. Not beyond what its strength is able to cope with. This is as mercy from Allah and wisdom. لتيسير طريق الوصول إليه, so Allah may facilitate the path of reaching Him. وَلِتَعْمُرَ جَادَّةُ السَّالِكِينَ فِي كُلِّ وَقْتٍ إِلَيْهِ. And so the people who are striving towards Him, it will like build up that kind of competition between those who are hastening towards the Lord at all times. وَلَدَيْنَا كِتَابٌ يَنْطِقُ بِالْحَقِّ وَهُوَ الْكِتَابُ الْأَوَّلُ الَّذِي فِيهِ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. So that kitab which speaks the truth is the first book which has everything in it. وَهُوَ يُطَابِقُ كُلُّ وَاقِعٍ يَكُونُ. وَهُوَ يُطَابِقُ كُلُّ واقع يكون أو كل واقع يكون, and it agrees with every fact and every reality that happens. فلذلك كان حقا, that's why it was truth, it was the truth. وهم لا يظلمون, and they will not be oppressed. ينقص من إحسانهم أو يزداد في عقوبتهم وعصيانهم. Neither their good deeds will be diminished, nor will they be given more in terms of punishment and disobedience than what they have done. They will not be held accountable for something other than that. Now, go ahead with Ayah 63, please.
بل قلوبهم في غمرة من هذا ولهم أعمال من دون ذلك هم لها عاملون حتى إذا أخذنا مترفيهم بالعذاب إذا هم يجأرون لا تجأروا اليوم إنكم منا لا تنصرون قد كانت آياتي تتلى عليكم فكنتم على أعقابكم تنقصون مستكبرين به سامرا تهجرون أفلم يدبروا القول أم جاءهم ما لم يأت آباءهم الأولين أم لم يعرفوا رسولهم فهم له منكرون أم يقولون به جنة بل جاءهم بالحق وأكثرهم للحق كارهون ولو اتبع الحق أهواءهم لفسدت السماوات والأرض ومن فيهن بل أتيناهم بذكرهم فهم عن ذكرهم معرضون.
Next time when you stop, وَمَنْ فِيهِنْ, you prolong the noon because it has a shadda. You don't just stop passively on it. طيب, let's go to the English. But their hearts are covered with confusion over this, and they have evil deeds besides disbelief which they are doing. Until when we seize their affluent ones with punishment, at once they are crying to Allah for help. Do not cry out today. Indeed, by us you will not be helped. My verses had already been recited to you, but you were turning back on your heels in arrogance regarding it, conversing by night, speaking evil. Then have they not reflected over the Quran, or has there come to them that which had not come to their forefathers? Or did they not know their messenger, so they are toward him disacknowledging? Or do they say in him is madness? Rather, he brought them the truth, but most of them to the truth are averse. But if the truth had followed their inclinations, the heavens and earth and whoever's in them would have been ruined. Rather, We have brought them their message, but they from their message are turning away. Tamam. And here we are. طيب, let's see what the Shaykh says رحمه الله. يخبر تعالى أن قلوب المكذبين في غمرة من هذا. Allah tells us, the Exalted, that the hearts of the beliers, are covered with confusion. أي وسط غمرة من الجهل والظلم والغفلة والإعراض تمنعهم من الوصول إلى هذا القرآن. They are in the midst of confusion based on ignorance, oppression, heedlessness, and turning away, which prevents them from access to the Quran. فلا يهتدون به, so they are not guided by it. ولا يصل إلى قلوبهم منه شيء, and nothing of it reaches their heart. As Allah says in another ayat, وَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ جَعَلْنَا بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ حِجَابًا مَسْتُورًا. And when you recite the Quran, we place between you and those who do not believe in the life to come a hijab, a covering, a seal, a height that prevents. It's a preventer. وَجَعَلْنَا عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ أَكِنَّةً أَنْ يَفْقَهُوهُ وَفِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرًا. And we place on their hearts covering that they will understand, and in their ears deafness. فَلَمَّا كَانَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ فِي غَمْرَةٍ مِّنْهُ. When their hearts were in a state of confusion regarding it. عملوا بحسب هذا الحال من الأعمال الكفرية والمعاندة للشرع ما هو موجب لعقابهم. They wind up doing deeds of the nature of which is disbelief and stubbornness against the legislation, what necessitates their punishment. ولكن لهم أعمال من دون هذه الأعمال, meaning they have other deeds other than these deeds. هم لها عاملون فلا يستغربوا عدم وقوع العذاب فيهم. So they should not be surprised as to why the punishment is not befallen them yet. فإن الله يمهلهم ليعملوا هذه الأعمال. Allah gives them respite. He gives them time so they may do these deeds. التي بقيت عليهم مما كتب عليهم, which remains of that which has been destined for them. فإذا عملوها واستوفوها, if they do it and they've fulfilled it, انتقلوا بشر حالة إلى غضب الله وعقابه. They move on and transition to the worst affair of Allah's anger and His punishment. We seek refuge with Allah. حتى إذا أخذنا مترفيهم أي متناعميهم الذين ما اعتادوا إلا الترف والرفاهية والنعيم. So when we take those who are affluent among them, meaning those who are used to extravagance and luxury and bounty, ولم تحصل لهم المكاره, they did not face any difficulty. فإذا أخذناهم بالعذاب, when we seize them with the punishment, ووجدوا مسها, it barely touches them. إذا هم يجأرون يصرخون ويتوجعون, all of a sudden they start screaming and complaining. لأنه أصابهم أمر خالف ما هم عليه, because they were afflicted with something that opposes what they're used to being on. ويستغيثون, and they beseech. فيقال لهم, it will be said to them, لا تجأروا اليوم إنكم منا لا تنصرون. Do not scream today, you will not be aided by us, you will not be helped. وإذا لم تأتهم النصرة من الله, and if the victory and help doesn't come from Allah, وانقطع عنهم الغوث من جانبه, and that assistance from His side, from Allah's, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is cut off. لم يستطيعوا نصر أنفسهم ولم ينصرهم أحد. They will neither be able to help themselves nor will anyone be able to help them. فكأنه قيل, as if it was said, ما السبب الذي أوصلهم إلى هذا الحال? What made them reach this level? What made them reach this level? قال, Allah told us why. Pay attention, my brothers. This is very profound. قال قد كانت آياتي تتلى عليكم. My verses used to be recited upon you. لتؤمنوا بها وتقبلوا عليها, so you may believe in it and you may go towards it. فلم تفعلوا ذلك, but you did not do that. بل كنتم على أعقابكم تنقصون, rather used to turn over your heels, on your heels. أي راجعين القهقرية للخلف, you're walking backwards. وذلك لأن باتباعهم القرآن يتقدمون, because by following the Quran you wind up moving forward. وبالإعراض عنه يستأخرون, and by turning away from the Quran you are left behind. وينزلون إلى أسفل سافلين, and they go down to the lowest of the low. So this is very important in terms of us understanding the importance of the message of the Quran, because how does one fall into that? Primarily, either by knowing the Quran and going against it, or not even knowing the Quran and wind up going against it. So it's very important to learn the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. مستكبرين به سامرا تهجرون. قال المفسرون معناه مستكبرين به. الضمير يعود إلى البيت المعهود عند المخاطبين أو الحرم. So the ha and bihi, mustakbirina bihi, meaning you were, how did they translate it here? Wait. In arrogance regarding it. Regarding what? The scholars say the tafsir is in reference to the al-bayt al-ma'hud, the house of Allah Azza wa Jal, the Kaaba, or the haram in general. أي متكبرين على الناس بسببه, meaning مستكبرين به, meaning you were arrogant regarding it. Regarding what? You were arrogant because of them being around the Kaaba, or them being the people in charge of the haram. So they thought that gave them a special privilege and a special access. فتقولون نحن أهل الحرم, you say we are the people of the haram. فنحن أفضل من غيرنا وأعلى, we're better than others and we are more superior. سامرا أي جماعة يتحدثون بالليل حول البيت. سامرا meaning those who are a group of people speaking amongst each other around the Kaaba at night. تهجرون أي تقولون الكلام الهجرة الذي هو القبيح في هذا القرآن, meaning you say the evil statements regarding the Quran. فالمكذبون كانت طريقتهم في القرآن الإعراض عنه. So the beliers, their method in regards to the Quran was to turn away from it. ويوصي بعضهم بعضا بذلك, and they would admonish and advise one another, be careful, stay away from the Quran. Look at the crazy people, man. وقال الذين كفروا لا تسمعوا لهذا القرآن, and those who disbelieve say, do not listen to this Quran. والغوا فيه لعلكم تغلبون, and make idle talk when it's being recited, perhaps you'll be victorious. وقال الله عنهم, Allah said about them, أفمن هذا الحديث تعجبون, is it regarding this hadith, meaning the Quran, you're amazed, you're wondrous. وتضحكون ولا تبكون وأنتم سامدون, and you cry and you do not, and you laugh and you do not cry, وأنتم سامدون. أم يقولون تقوله, or do they claim that he invented it, that he came up with it. فلما كانوا جامعين لهذه الرذائل, when they brought about all of these violations, all of these lowliness, why staying away from the Quran, telling the people stay from it, instead of crying they're laughing about it, they're making a joke out of it. فلما كانوا جامعين لهذه الرذائل لا جرم حقت عليهم العقوبة, no doubt and no surprise that the punishment has become incumbent upon them. ولما وقعوا فيها, and when they fell into that, لم يكن لهم ناصر ينصرهم ولا مغيث ينقذهم, they had no helper to help them and no assistant to save them. ويوبخون عند ذلك بهذه الأعمال الساقطة, and they will be reprimanded at that time with those lowly actions of theirs. أفلم يدبروا القول, أي أفلا يتفكرون في القرآن ويتأملونه ويتدبرونه, do they not reflect on the Quran and they ponder upon it and they reflect on it? Reflect, ponder, contemplate. There you go. Those are the three words. أي فأنهم لو تدبروا, had they contemplated on the Quran, لأوجب لهم الإيمان, it would have necessitated and made obligatory upon them to have faith. وَلَمَنَعَهُمْ مِنَ الْكُفْرِ, and it would have stopped them from disbelief. ولكن المصيبة التي أصابتهم بسبب إعراضهم عنه, but the calamity that befell them is because of their turning away from the Quran. ودل هذا على أن تدبر القرآن يدعو إلى كل خير ويعصم من كل شر, and this indicates that the reflecting on the Quran invites you to every type of good and it prevents you from every type of evil. وَالَّذِي مَنَعَهُمْ مِنْ تَدَبُّرِهِ أَنَّ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ أَقْفَالُهَا, what prevented them from reflecting on the Quran is that they had locks on their hearts. As Allah says, أَمْ جَاءَهُمْ مَا لَمْ يَأْتِ آبَاءَهُمُ الْأَوَّلِينَ, or did that came to them which did not come to their forefathers. أي أو منعهم من الإيمان أنه جاءهم رسول وكتاب ما جاء آباءهم الأولين, Or what prevented them from Iman is that a messenger came to them and a book which didn't come to their forefathers. فرضوا بسلوك طريق آبائهم الضالين, and so they were happy with following the path of their misguided fathers. وعارضوا كل ما خالف ذلك, and they opposed anything which opposed their forefathers. ولهذا قالوا ومن أشباههم من الكفار ما أخبر الله عنهم. That's why they and other disbelievers like them have said, as Allah told us, وكذلك ما أرسلنا من قبلك من قرية في قرية من نذير. Similarly, we have not sent before you in any village a warner, إلا قال مترفوها, except that the affluent among them said, إنا وجدنا آباءنا على أمة, we have found our forefathers upon a way, upon a religion, وإنا على آثارهم مقتدون, and we will follow their footsteps. فأجابهم بقوله, Allah said in response to them, قال أولو جئتكم بأهدى مما وجدتم عليه آباءكم فهل تتبعون. Even if I bring to you that which is better, even if I were to bring to you that which your forefathers didn't have in terms of guidance, if I gave you better guidance than what you found them upon, will you then follow? إن كان قصدكم الحق, if you're really seeking the truth, فأجابوا بحقيقة أمرهم, then they replied with the reality of the affair. قالوا إنا بما أرسلتم به كافرون. I believe the Surah Yasin, they said, we are regarding that which you have been sent with disbelievers. And that is massive. Pay attention to this now. Listen to this, focus with me. Okay. Look at the order of what's going on. We learn from these ayat a very fundamental principle in da'wah. And that is that people, for the most part, the majority of people have a preconceived notion and have a pre-decided decision or a state or whatever you want to call it, wherein they don't want to believe. They're already bent on not believing. They've made up their minds. There you go. They've made up their minds that they don't want to believe. But in order to justify to themselves and to others their disbelief, they will take you on a roller coaster of misconceptions. I call it the misconceptions roller coaster. And what that is that they will bring about anything that they think you will have a hard time explaining or articulating or addressing, in an effort to feel good about themselves that they've made the right decision of being disbelievers, and also hoping that they will cast doubt in you so that you also doubt what you believe. And if you wind up being wise and knowledgeable enough to reply effectively and efficiently and wisely and accurately to their misconceptions, when it's all said and done and they've been put in the corner, you will get the actual initial reason and the fundamental thing that they've felt and believed all along, but they were hiding with layers, which is قالوا إنا بما أرسلتم به كافرون. We are, regarding that which you have been sent with, disbelievers. This is the original state. And we learned this from the people who were arguing with their messengers. Meaning when their messengers wanted to use and argue with them in a reasoning, to reason and give you evidence, I will give you guidance better than what you found your forefathers on. When they saw that they will be cornered, or when they felt cornered, say, look, man, I don't believe in this. You know what? I don't believe in it. And that's really what it is from the beginning. So they really don't have any misconceptions, y'all. They just don't want to believe. They've already decided that they don't want to believe. And that's why when you go through you tick all the boxes and you get the job done, it's like, dude, I've answered everything you have. What is your problem? Oh, the problem is they did not want to believe in the first place. So never ever think that Islam is unable to answer any objection or any claim that the disbelievers make against it. Never think for a moment that Islam has anything that it needs to apologize for, or that the teachings of our religion are problematic or bizarre or strange or anything of the sort, which puts you in an inferior position where you become an apologetic, someone that has to explain and try to be kind and courteous, so that the people can understand. And if they don't understand, you feel inferior. You crazy if you think this way. You have to understand and you have to believe that Islam is superior, and nothing is more superior than Islam. And there's nothing that Islam has nothing wrong in it. Nothing wrong with its teachings, not even 0.000000000 infinite zeros 1%. Not even that. Why? Because it's from Allah, the creator of the creation, the most wise, the most knowledgeable, the most powerful, the most capable. He revealed this religion. Therefore, everything in this religion is perfection at its greatest. And we don't need to explain things. If people don't like it, that's all you can say. You don't like it? That's your problem, homie. Hey, hey, I'm not going to change this religion for you. Forget you. You want to go to hell? Knock yourself out. You want to make stupid decisions and get stupid prizes at the end? Please, go ahead. I mean, I don't want you to. Hey, if you listen to me and accept the truth, you will save yourself, which is something I really wish for you, dearly, sincerely. But if you want to be funny, okay, you can be funny, and then you will pay the consequences of these funny decisions that you made. Please, my brothers and sisters, please understand that you have what no one else has. No one on this planet can speak in this manner except us. No other religion, no other scientist, nobody has the power, the confidence, or the truth supporting him to be able to speak like this except us Muslims in this entire world. Do you understand what privilege Allah has given us and has given you versus these other ludicrous people of other religion who are absolutely crazy? Crazy. Look at any religion, they're a bunch of lunatics, including deviant people within Islam. They're also lunatics. Whether the crazy Shia or the crazy Sufis or the crazy I don't know what, anybody who doesn't follow orthodox Quran and Sunnah is crazy in so many different ways. As for the proper religion, hey, it's beautiful. So learn, understand that when you deliver the message of Islam effectively and properly and people don't accept it, no problemo. Remember that from the beginning, before they went into all these negotiations and back and forth, of course, not everybody's like that. Some people are really seeking the truth, and the truth seekers find the truth and they embrace Islam. That's why you have so many people converted to Islam, because some of them have good intentions. They really wanted to know. And even when they ask the questions, they ask the question of someone who's yearning to learning. They were yearning to knowledge and to understand. And when the things clicked, they were like, oh, mashallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As for the funny people and the clowns, no, they just wanted to play all along. And when they hit the wall, and when they reached that end, inna bima ursiltum bihi kafirun, we are disbelievers concerning that which you have been sent with. For Allah al-Musta'an, it's a crazy world we're living in. Alhamdulillah for Islam. And we still have a lot to cover. So that's why we will stop right now, inshaAllah ta'ala, at ayah number 69, which we will resume next week, bi'idhnillah, if we remain alive and healthy. And we'll give you all a little bit of time so we can have a little Q&A session. Shukran jazilan. Ustad, is it true that you told my friend that I can't cheat in my exams? He made an edited voice recording of yours. He said that you said it's wrong to cheat even if my intention is good for knowledge. Ya akhi, of course it's, ya akhi, what, ya Abu Bakr, uqsum billah, ya baba. Ya akhi, the Prophet ﷺ said, man ghashana falaysa minna. Another hadith, man ghasha falaysa minna. Whoever cheats is not of us. You are not allowed to cheat, ya akhi, in an exam. Are you out of your mind? How do you want to cheat? What do you mean you want to cheat in the exam? What? It's haram, ya akhi. Of course I told you, friend, that it's haram. And I was very emphatic. And I told him that whoever's asking this question is partially crazy also. Because you're cheating in an Islamic course. You're not even a regular course, ya sheikh. What? Haram, ya baba. Haram, ya baba. You cannot cheat. You cannot cheat. You may not cheat in the exam. End of story. It doesn't matter what your intention is. What are you, Robin Hood? Robin Hood had good intention. Steal, give the poor. Steal, give the poor. Ya akhi, Allah doesn't accept anything which is not pure. It has to be pure. Cheating is not pure. It's against the Quran and the Sunnah. Next. What if a jinn has a control on a woman? What is the way to get her out of that? I don't know. Ask Tim Humble. I'm not an expert on these things. Now, I accidentally used iPhone charger for Samsung. Am I sinful? What's the ruling on using iPhone since it seems a lot better than Samsung in terms of shape and looks? I'm sorry. Binyamin, you know, I know a good doctor. Inshallah, when you come to Riyadh, I'm going to send you to the hospital of... And you could, inshallah, they could fix you and your iPhone over there. It'll be 2 in 1. Buy one, pay for one, get one for free. You'll fix your iPhone, they will fix you along with it. Because y'all both need to be fixed. How to debunk the argument of Ahlul Qibla? Ahlul Qibla, when they use the hadith of sticking with the Jama'ah, you should make a clip in the part where you talk about the roller coaster. Okay, inshallah. How do you argue, how do you debunk the argument of Ahlul Qibla when they use the hadith of sticking with the Jama'ah? Yeah, that you explain it by the statement of Ibn Mas'ud. Is that al-jama'ah is whatever agrees with the truth, even if you're by yourself. It's not the jama'ah of numbers. It's not the jama'ah of numbers. It's the jama'ah of the truth. Naam. I've explained that in other lectures as well, ya Anis. Is it haram to work in a fast food restaurant in a non-Muslim country due to being in uni for part-time? Well, it depends on what this fast food restaurant is offering. If it's offering haram items like alcohol and pork, of course it's haram, bro. And you need a fatwa from a scholar to give you an exception based on your situation. And I'm not a scholar, but it's very unlikely that you will get that fatwa anyways. Now, next. قال رسول الله أنزل الله عليه أمانين أمتي وما كان الله يعظم وأنت فيهم وما كان الله معظمهم يستغفرون. هل معناها من يستغفر كثير؟ طبعا معناها من يستغفر كثير. كثرة الاستغفار تزيل المصائب والبلاء بلا شك. هذا مما هو معلوم بالقرآن والسنة. معلوم في القرآن والسنة. نعم. Next. Can we download copyrighted books? I don't know. Can one buy Islamic books to give away with haram money he earned previously, or must he give away the money in cash to get rid of it? Haram money he earned previously. Must he give away the money in cash to get rid of it? Well, I mean, if he buys Islamic books, it's not going to get any good deeds. Because Allah will not accept, again, that which is impure. Now, whether he should do that or not, Allahu Alam, you need a fatwa. Naam. Does Fazail Amal have fabricated narrations? Yes. By the tens, maybe hundreds. Fadail Amal and Fadail Sadaqat are terrible, terrible books that no Muslim should own. And if you have one, burn it. Brother Habibi, nice jacket, man. Thank you, brother. Can we be nice to a disbeliever who's asking and interested about Islam? Of course you can be. You have to be nice. You have to be nice to a disbeliever who's asking about Islam. And you could also be nice to a disbeliever who's not asking about Islam, but he's not fighting you either, and he's not, stopping you. So yeah. Was the wife of Lut a disbeliever too? Naam, yes, she was. No, she was a disbeliever. Next. Can you share with us tips, methods, and techniques to memorize the entire Quran for both Muslim males and females? Whether it's somebody please post the link from Sheikh Abdurrahman Hassan. I think he has a lecture or a talk on this. You're better off listening to someone who's the expert in that field, not a miskeen like me. Now, how to respond to people who say it's okay to listen to videos with music in the background because music is everywhere, even in the supermarket and public washrooms. Well, how to respond is by saying, what is that video about? If that video is beneficial or has some music which you can avoid, then yeah, it is okay. But if the video is useless and you just listening to music, then no. And we all have the option to mute. I watch all type of stuff that has music in the background, and I mute and I watch whatever I need to watch because I don't need to be listening to the music. They cannot compare that to something that is imposed on you in the supermarket or in the bathroom. It's not like when you go to the bathroom, you can switch on the music and switch it off. Or when you go to the supermarket, they say, hey, Mr. Abu Mussab, would you like to hear music today or not? Oh, no, I'm not feeling it today. Can you please turn it off? Oh, sure, no problem, sir. Enjoy your shopping. They don't. It's imposed on me. But when you're watching something, you're making the choice on your own. You can't compare these two. Got to differentiate between what you do willingly, what you do by force, by something being forced on you. The heck, man? Dude broke his elbow. A female does wudu at morning and keeps her wudu till dhuhr, so she can pray dhuhr prayer in school, but throughout the day she gets discharge. Does she have to renew her istinja and wudu before she pray? Of course. Of course, man. Her wudu is gone as soon as the discharge comes out. And she has to wash and clean and make wudu all over again. What's the main reason the people deny their natural fitrah? Because they're stupid. They're arrogant. What is the Islamic ruling on couples saying I love you after phone conversation and showing PDA? Holding hands in public? Public display of affection. Okay, what is the Islamic ruling on couples saying I love you after phone conversation? It's halal. Now, what do you suppose? I hate you? I hate you too, honey. Bye. I mean, what do you want him to say? Or you want to be like my uncle? You don't know my uncle. My uncle will be having a conversation with him. So anyways, yesterday, so it was 5 o'clock. Okay, bye. And you're still on the phone. Hello? Uncle? Uncle? So in order not to feel bad, you just keep talking to yourself. Yeah, anyways, thank you so much for that lovely conversation. Goodbye now. And he's been gone for like a couple of minutes because he just hangs up in the middle of a conversation. I don't know about y'all, man, but anyways, it's fine. And showing, holding hands in public, yeah, problematic. It's a little problematic. Best avoided unless it's normal. If it's normal among the people, that's fine. But the mannerism and good conduct and the shyness and the modesty in Islam are on the side of avoiding that. Avoiding PDA. Performance detrimental action. Is it allowed to say that the tablets given to Musa are the 10 commandments as mentioned in the Bible? And is it allowed to refer to the ayat of Surah Al-An'am as our 10 commandments? Good question. No, we cannot. Because again, what Musa was given, actually Allah says in the Quran about it, وَتَفْصِيلُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ, and a detail of everything in regards to the things he revealed onto him. And the 10 commandments do not break down everything. They're not encompassing in that sense. So no, we cannot, as far as I know, make that assertion that is that, right? We don't have that for sure. And nor do we call the surah, nor do I know that of calling the ayat of Surah Al-An'am 10 commandments, because I think that you don't compare the superior to the inferior. The 10 commandments is inferior to the Surah Al-An'am. So why would I say that we have our own 10 commandments like we're trying to copy the Jews and the Christians? We don't need the Jews and the Christians. Forget them. Dude, what's going on here? What is first? And I saw you praising Sheikh Huwaini, but he's in Ikhwani. Sheikh Raslan said that. It's not just his opinion. Most Salafis are against him. Okay, well, that's their problem. I still believe Sheikh Al-Huwaini is one of the mashayikh of the Salafi Da'wah. He's not perfect, and that's fine. I don't know why he's in Ikhwani. What makes him an Ikhwani? Sheikh Raslan said that. I'm not a blind follower of any sheikh on earth. I don't know about you, ya Pedro. But you shouldn't be, that defeats Salafiyah. If your concept of Salafiyah, that Sheikh Fulan said this about Sheikh Fulan, therefore it's correct, then you're a blind follower of a Sheikh. You might as well be a Sufi. You might as well be a Sufi, a murid of a Sheikh who tells you what to do, how to live, what's right, what's wrong. Why? As Sheikh Raslan Hafidhahullah, which is one of my favorite mashayikh. One of my favorite mashayikh, Hafidhahullah. Is he inspired by Allah Azza wa Jal? Does he receive revelation so that whatever he says is sound and correct? No. He's a sheikh who will make ijtihad. He might be right, he might be wrong. So explain to me, whether now or privately, why is Sheikh Huwaini an Ikhwani, so we can discuss the subject. I'm not going to take anybody's opinion face value like that. You must be out of your mind. Now, we finished this already, dude. Yalla ya ammi, it's 11 o'clock. يا باشا انت ما فهمت السؤال الاسبوع اللي فات. الله يسامحك، انا اللي ما فهمتش يا محمود، ولا انت اللي مش عارف تسأل. I said my dad told me ما تخليش نص يحكمك. استغفر الله. طب ما تحط الفتحة يا عم الحاج. As in don't let a text bind you. Okay as the Quran and Sunnah. مش دي مصيبة يا بابا. دي مش مصيبة، دي مصيبتين. ربنا يهدي ابوك، ربنا يهديه. ما ينفعش الكلام ده خالص. قول له الله امال يحكمني ايه؟ لو ما حكمنيش القرآن والسنة ايه اللي هيحكمني؟ يعني استدل بالقرآن. فردوه إلى الله والرسول إن كنتم تؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر. قال له هنعمل ايه بالآية دي؟ هنعمل ايه بالآية دي يا بابا؟ ما تقول له للبابا. Is it halal for a female to pretend she's praying by just sitting on the prayer mat and not praying to avoid questions regarding period? No, it's not halal. What is going on, ya Qabul? Where are you, ya sister, for you to be in this predicament where you have to sit there on the mat? And what's the big deal if somebody asks you, if you're among other sisters, or you think a man is going to come ask you, hey, sister, are you not praying because you're on your menstrual cycle? Or you're like, oh my God, I cannot tell him. Or other sisters are going to tell you, are you on your period? Yes. All right, well, thank you. Well, you're welcome. We'll see you later. We'll see you later too. What do you mean you're going to sit on a prayer mat and pretend? What about Allah? You're worried about people? Hey. Yeah, here's me screaming. He wants to scream with me. Wallahi, these questions should be, we should make a compilation of Kabul ibn Afghanistan al-Khurasaniya questions, so we can author a book and become millionaires on Amazon out of you, because of you. Yeah, Ustaz, there are people on the internet who put out Islamic videos, and most of what they share are things to do with end times and their own theories. Can they be regarded as time wasters? They can be regarded as innovators and also, more than time wasters if what they're putting out there is false. If it's true, it could be beneficial knowledge. Oh gosh. Is it the statement part of a hadith, or is it saying of the Salaf? I'm paraphrasing. Nothing will rectify the later part of this ummah except that which rectified the first generation. That is the statement of Imam Malik rahimahullah. That is the statement of Al-Imam Malik rahimahullah. Imam Darul Hijrah. Now, one more question and we out. Is it firmly established that it's not permissible to give devices to kids? No, it's not firmly established. It's a questionable matter, subject to decisions you make with your own family to see what's good for them and what's not. If I could go back in time and not let my children use any device, I would. I testify. If I could go back in time and prevent my children from everything related to gadgets, I would have done it. But subhanallah, we missed the train. We missed it pretty badly. Naam. خلاص. We said خلاص. Ya Mahmoud. Ya Mahmoud. Ya Mahmoud. My dad says that doing house chores and staying clean is equal or to, if not better than memorizing the Quran and seeking knowledge. Is this true? No, it's not. No, of course it's not true, man. Come on, bro. Inciting khuruj, I'd be surprised if he did that, because that's not how he rolls. If he changed, that's a different story. Anyways, that give me evidence. If he's, he has some ikhwani tendencies, then hey, we'll sell anyone for 2 pennies. I'm not loyal to any human being blindly. If any sheikh goes off track, we will declare and denounce him. Where's the evidence, ya Pedro? Where is it? Send it to me separately. I don't know if you sent it over here, Habibi. He sent it over here? Okay, well, where's the evidence? The fact that you told us over here? Show my comment, damn it. MashaAllah, Pedro. This is the manners that you're going to display and we're supposed to take you seriously? Maybe the StreamYard doesn't allow you or it's not posting it. He is a little kid. Yalla روح أحد يا شيخ. فاضي لك نحن وجع الدماغ تبعوا لك. He's your little brother and you and him need to both be والله العظيم. Anyways, I'm done. Yalla, thank you so much. Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.